So today, a person I'm working with here in Cleveland said that uh, she used to get perfect scores on her work, and a mentor of hers told her the next time she facilitated or delivered to leave a purposeful mistake in there. And of course, the next time she did do that, and people jumped to help her. And she realized that it was a masterclass in how you create space to let people be helpful and help you. So I want to use like a couple nerdy 10-cent words. In scholarship, there's this idea of eisegesis, which is when you are drawing meaning from a text that you want to confirm. So, if you believe something that the text may not even really be stating, but the text is open to enough interpretation that you mold it into a meaning that confirms your bias. This is eisegesis. Then there is exegesis, which is trying to use the words and the facts and the history of the text to get the exact meaning of the text according to what can be proved to be factually accurate. In yoga text is hermeneutics, which is a funny word, but hermeneutics or hermeneutics synthesis is using multiple interpretations and commentaries to create a summed interpretation of the text. So when we have these esoteric shastras, these older texts that are thousands of years old, the author's long been since dead, they don't have any maybe living lineage students, or some that claim to be so, but they might be in an eisegesic kind of lineage. We can use multiple commentaries, multiple translations to try to triangulate an interpretation that is allowing us to understand the myth, the culture, the meaning, the inferment, the context, the subtext, the denotation of the words, the connotation of the words. It's like a way to almost parse through the archaeological record of some of these old yogic texts. When you get one that's widely known, well popular, and there's a lot of commentary on them, this is a great way to start to understand lessons. And I just want to bring these ideas up in terms of when you are in a position of power, whether it's teaching a class or otherwise, that this social contract of humanity that we have with each other, we are all better off and more being well when we leave room for each other to be part of each other's story, and especially when we leave room for each other to be part of our stories in ways that are helpful, in ways that create meaning. And this, to me, I think is an interesting parallel, if not complete overlap, with the way so many of these older shastras and the yogic tradition and history, they were written as not exactly reference manuals, not exactly instruction manuals, but reference manuals for people in the know. And it's just an exciting thought for me to think about how yoga is continually evolving to meet us where we're at, to help us overcome our suffering, and to help with what is needed in the current time, which, yes, the human condition has not changed. since 2,000 years ago when, say, Patanjali basically wrote the sutras. But the circumstances of those conditions have changed. And the practices are the things that open the door, as I like to be calling them. It's lowercase yoga, and you are the one who still has to walk through the door to get into the room. That's the capital yoga. And it's hermeneutic, it's synthesis, it's social, it's participatory, and it's required that we help each other to do both, to find the practices that open the door, to help each other walk through the door, and to recognize what we're doing in the room and why we're there. So, this was a complete night ramble after a day that was too long, and I should be sleeping. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.